I am my number one fan. For you, yo, this is for you. I am my number one fan. For you, I am my number one fan. I'm trying to get you from here to there. I'm trying to show niggas it ain't fair. How I just came up, but you not there. Stuck in the same situation you been in. They got the plug, you got the sound. You not just a groupie that's hanging around. They got the stage, but you bring the lights. It's enough room at the top, we ain't gotta fight. I am my number one fan. I am that legend you stand for.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, people?
Reese,
Arnold.
we in the house today.
All day.
Every day.
Yes, we are.
Yo, I know one thing. I want somebody to give me some ribs for $1.
Did you want ribs for $1?
I just want one rib for $1.
You can't just get one rib. You know that, right?
Why not?
You have to buy the whole slab.
No. I just want one rib.
You had to either buy the whole slab or a red sandwich.
No, how about just give me a piece of meat for $0.25?
A piece of meat for $0.25?
Just $0.25.
Security!
Yo, y'all. I want to know one thing. Are you a sellout?
Woo.
Are you a sellout?
That sounds like that's personal. Did somebody say you was a sellout, Reese?
Did they say it to me?
Yeah.
Man, listen. I think we covered this before, but we don't think we covered it at length.
Oh.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's give a little backstory.
Go ahead.
So, as most of y'all know, I have grown up in the city of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And I no longer live there.
No.
I had decided that I would like to make a different life for my children, my wife, and myself by moving outside of Philadelphia.
Is that why they called you a sellout?
They didn't call me a sellout, but...
But would that make you a sellout because you left a neighborhood that was a little different than the neighborhood that you live in now?
I really don't know.
That's a shame because people don't know you like I know you. Because see, I know you're bougie, but I wouldn't call you a sellout.
Well, see, some people might even call me a sellout because I'm not bougie though. But if I was bougie, some people might consider that a sellout too.
Yeah, I understand. They probably would think the same of me too, coming from the background that I come from. And the reason we wanted to bring this up was that sometimes when you want to do better for your children and your family, and sometimes you like to you change neighborhoods, you change environments because you want better things than what you had when you was growing up.
Right.
So I don't think that would be considered to be a sellout. But to those that may feel like you left them behind, that you are a sellout.
But shouldn't they want to get better also?
True. But sometimes people are stagnated and then they become so comfortable in their situation and they feel that they can't get above that situation. So they just stay where they are.
All right, y'all. So I want to know what y'all think.
Mm-hmm.
Because this conversation is not about us.
Right.
This is actually coming from one of our own who has, quote unquote, made it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The perception that he is a true sellout right now.
Right.
On multiple levels, in all honesty. So, I want to know, do you consider Jay-Z a sellout?
Oh. With me personally?
Well, I'm asking our neighborhood first.
Oh, okay. Because, I like to weigh in on that.
So, well, give us the backstory on that.
Well, it's a couple things that, okay. So the most recent thing is that because
kind of hype, man, kind of hype.
Yeah. I don't consider the brother, let me just put this out. I do not consider him a sellout.
Uh-huh.
I consider him to be a businessman. He's seen a business opportunity because once you start making millions and millions that turn into billions of dollars, you're on a different level.
Right.
So, and the brother is a fully functional philanthropist. Mm-hmm. So he does give back. Mm-hmm. He may not go back to the hood and hang out.
Right.
He may not go spend a night over Pookie in them house.
Right.
But the brother does give back. So a lot of people consider him to be a sellout as according to the Colin Kaepernick situation.
Mm-hmm.
and what he obtained from the NFL behind that. And then the thing about him saying we're past the kneeling. And I kind of agree with him on we're past the kneeling, because the kneeling did its purpose, and then 45 changed it around and turned it into something else with his distraction like he always has. And it became a whole bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
But it did do the purpose that it was designed to do and what Kaepernick set forth to do. So do I think he sold out Kaepernick? No. Again, coming from perspective of being a businessman, he seen a business opportunity and he took advantage of it. And I cannot fault him for that, because if we were in the same situation, the majority of us probably would have took that deal. Now, as far as him selling out Kaepernick, Kaepernick also got his just due. So some people think that Kaepernick sold out, but he didn't sell out. He got everything that was owed to him. He had to fight for that. And he ended up getting a little more because that was part of the punitive damages and the things that he had to go through. They blackballed this man. They wouldn't allow this man to do anything. This man was out of work for a year and a half, 19 months?
For a while.
So, to call these men, and particularly Jay-Z, a sellout, I mean, it's to each his own opinion and to each his own interpretation of what you see. I don't think he was a sellout.
So I think what's happening is that as you're stating, he saw an opportunity to take with the NFL. At the same time, people are trying to hold him to this level that he's been portraying for some time, paying for funerals, donating money, things like that, for those that are less fortunate.
Right.
Those who have been victims of civil rights issues, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they are really paying attention to, hey, if you know that this conglomerate, meaning the NFL,
right,
is blackballing one of our own, and on top of that, you have the means to talk to this gentleman, why didn't y'all collaborate, talk about it, especially after you personally talked to JD about whether or not he should do the Super Bowl party or whatever it was he was supposed to be doing or not.
Right.
And the impression was that you talked JD out of it, even though JD disputes that it was still really his decision. But the idea is still floats around that, hey, Jay-Z talked JD out of performing at the Super Bowl, and JD pretty much, he was getting flack up until all his stuff was outside of the Super Bowl. It wasn't even inside.
Right.
He was in Olympic Park.
Right.
So that's part of the issue. So is Jay-Z a sellout? I'm not sure. Personally, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Again, as you stated, people, they do things that they gotta do for their family. What are you supposed to do? What are you not supposed to do?
Correct, because your family comes first.
Right.
Regardless of how much money you got, whatever you're doing in life, your family comes first. Because at the end of the day, when everything is going, all the money is going, all the glamour is going, and everything is quiet time at night, you're with your family.
Right.
So you want to make sure that your family's taken care of. And what he did was to kind of secure his future for his children. So, like I said, I understand that from a business point of view. I do understand that. From the normal man, of course, at first glance, we're going to say, because we're remember, when we see something or hear anything, we always act on our emotion first before we even start to investigate and find out what the facts are.
Right.
So when we first heard this, the first thing we thought about was, he sold Kaepernick out. We had completely forgot about Kaepernick, and he got all that money.
Yeah.
Because he got an undisclosed amount of paper.
Yeah.
Plus, Kaepernick also, during the course of him not being employed, was employed by Nike.
Well, he's still employed by Nike, technically.
He still is, right?
Right.
So, and also the brother gave up, I think, $1.5 million of his own money to so many different charities over the course of a year. He gave like $1,000. I mean, $100,000 to this person, or $100,000 to this organization. So, to even think to even put those words into the sellout into that, put those two together, I think is wrong. Now, a lot of us, meaning us that don't make a lot of money, us that maybe idolize these type of guys, women and guys, that look up to these people as maybe our heroes or whatever, and we think that because they made it, they're supposed to snatch back and pull as many people as they can and break everybody off.
Okay.
You know, a lot of us do think like that. You know, once, like when Reese moved, people's probably like, "Yo, Reese, take me with you, because it's a better place."
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. I think for some of my friends, because a lot of people, I was blessed by having a lot of people that I was growing up with, that was on a whole nother mission.
Correct.
They were trying to be out of that neighborhood.
Right.
So if anyone can get out, go ahead and get out. Do what you got to do.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You should congratulate when a person is able to get out.
Right.
Of course, we all felt this at one time when we see somebody we know make it.
Right.
Like, damn, I wish they come back and get me.
Right.
I wish they do that. But no, we're supposed to take that energy. We're supposed to take that drive. That same thing we see in them, we're supposed to learn from that and use it for us and try to get ourselves out. Because it's not, I think the bigger question is this. Are you obligated as a person of color, or even a person of non-color, that when you move a bad situation and move yourself into a good situation, are you obligated to go back and bring everybody else with you?
Yeah. I don't say that you're obligated. I don't think you're obligated. Yeah, I don't think you're obligated. I think that it's probably best for you to do what you have to do and create opportunity. I think one of the things that Jay-Z has a bad rep for also, I don't think he looks back and bring anybody up.
Well,
to some degree.
Do we know of people he has brought up?
Well, I think that's the issue. I think that like if you listen to let's say Meek Mill or because even Will Smith didn't bring nobody up. I'm just trying to think of who, maybe Kevin Hart, maybe. And granted, keep in mind, I'm naming people from Philly,
right,
that we might have a little more connection to and might hear something from the streets. You don't hear too many people bringing everybody with them because you can't. Technically, you can't.
You only can bring those that are close to you. You only can bring those that are going to benefit you in the long run. And
take a look at what happened with Kevin Hart. He had this guy that flipped over his car. Now he getting sued by the guy that was on his team.
Yeah, and then that guy, he probably needed to. I don't know how long this guy has been with him, but this is not one of his day ones.
I was taking it as if it was.
No, this is not one of his day ones.
It might not have been, but it's just interesting that if if you pay attention to who you think are your day ones, because it might be a situation where, hey, you're day one, yeah, we from the cradle, but you might have some people from the cradle that might have some real deep animosity towards you just because you were able to get some Jordans one year and they weren't.
Right. That's true.
You get what I mean?
And that happens.
So what are you supposed to do?
Well, yeah, I think me personally, I think you only can help who you can help, and continue to live your life the way you need to live your life. You see fit for you and your family.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're not supposed to not help and totally just disregard anybody, but you only can help who you can help. And I'm trying to think which one it was. One of the, I can't remember if it was Dave Chappelle or was it Aries Spears, but it was one of the comedians had said when they started making a lot of money, that's when they started seeing everybody.
Well, I think pretty much everybody says the same
and
thing.
that's true. You
Yeah.
know, once you start making money, everybody comes out of the woodworks.
Right.
You know, everybody comes out of the woodworks.
I mean, and that's if you see me and my dumbness, I look at YouTube and I look at people that win the lottery.
Right.
You know, I look at those stupid stories,
Right.
and they talk about how they start getting letters from people saying, "Hey, I need a new kidney, and they only can make it in Australia," and things like that. Like, yo, like some real dumb, outrageous things. You know, so it's like almost any and everybody has their hand out,
Right.
when they know you got making a little bit of money. Right. So, in that case, you know, is Jay-Z a sellout because he knows that, hey, I can't pull everybody out, which you can't.
I still say he's not a sellout. I mean, you have to understand the process that he went through. That's just like us. All right. So one day we already know that we're going to be bigger than life. It's going to come a time in our lives where one of us is going to be bigger than the other. And we're going to be together, but we're going to be somewhere where we're going to leave this neighborhood.
Right.
We're going to go somewhere else, and we're going to make a better way for our families. And
right.
In my case, my grandchildren. You know, because even though my children still going to come because they're older, they're grown, but my grandchildren are small now, so. You know, those are the ones I'm looking at right now.
Right.
Because them guys are little, you know.
Right.
But the same in your case with your children and when your children have grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
But are we gonna come back and grab a couple of people from this neighborhood?
So I think in this case, so we're talking about bringing up people that we've met only within the last 10, 15 years that
Correct.
We've been in this neighborhood.
Correct.
You know, so we don't have day ones right here.
Right.
Right. So I think that's a little different. Number one. Number two, I think being adults, is you almost have a mentality of like, hey, you like me, you don't, and
right.
I made it and you didn't, ha ha, nan the boo boo type thing.
Right.
Go fight for yourself, you know. So I think from the adult perspective, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you are struggling and you see the people from middle school and high school and you see them make it, then it's like, hey, like, yo, I was with you. Like, I'm the one that defended you when they poured milk over your head. Or I'm the one that helped you up when you fell in gym class when you couldn't jump over the horse or stuff like that. You get what I mean? Now, I'm sorry. I'm telling what my own stories with that one. But,
even though that is your story, there are stories that are similar like that. And you have
right.
people that think like that. Well, if it wasn't for me to loan you them sneakers that day, you wouldn't be this basketball player that you are today.
Right.
You know, and people think like that.
Right. You know? So I don't believe that. I don't think Jay-Z is a sellout. I think that Jay-Z, sometimes I think people's ego gets in the way, and they just like, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and handle this business. I'm gonna do me, and not necessarily taking in the collective.
Right.
Taking in the whole.
I understand that.
And I understand that there are some times where you're looking at the whole, but realizing that, hey, I'm only could take 40% of this whole with me because the other 55% don't agree, right. And vice versa. You know, so just like if you look at our country right now, and if you look at the approval rating of our president, it fluctuates.
Right.
No matter what president has been in office, they've never really had a lot of, hey, it's over 80% approval.
Correct.
Nobody gets that.
Correct.
You get what I mean? So do you call, like unfortunately people think that Obama was a sellout.
Right.
You know, but no, and you cannot take away that, you know, from the things that he's done or try to accomplish because it was America. United States of America. It wasn't black people of America.
Right.
You get what I mean? You know, so, and that's where we have to come from the neighborhood perspective that, you know what, it's not just about us as an individual 100% of the time. No, you got to look out for yourself. Don't get me wrong. But I do believe that we lose that collective of the neighborhood. Us, again, as I just mentioned to somebody today about, you know, what is this podcast about? What is the Neighbors podcast about? It's about breaking down barriers both racially, economically, educationally. It's about trying to break down and bring the whole collective together.
Exactly.
You know, so when we take a look at Jay-Z, you know, if you depending on what community you're looking at, yes, there's some communities like, hey, I'm tired of the kneeling thing. Well, you know what? Truth be told, the kneeling is what amendment? I mean, what right do we have?
That's right.
You know, that's a freedom of speech thing, right?
Speech. That's right.
You know,
the First Amendment.
Right. So basically, if that's the way you decide to exercise it, be my guest.
Fine. And that goes for anybody. However
Right.
you want to exercise your right. You know, my thing is this: when you exercise that right, understand that there may be consequences behind exercising that right.
Right.
So when you exercise that right, make sure you know that there may be consequences behind that.
Right.
You know, and like you said, the main reason we started this podcast was because we wanted to get back to a certain way that we were raised, and even though there's a 10 years difference, our backgrounds are similar because the way our parents and grandparents were around with us.
Right.
So we both have that same similarities as far as that old school way of thinking about how your neighborhood should be.
Right.
You know, and I'm really stuck on the sellout thing, right? You know, because a lot of times we take things for what we see and we don't look at the facts. And that's what we try to do here. We like to look at all the facts. We like to analyze both sides of the situation, find out what's going on, meet in the middle, and figure out what the correct things or what's going on, you know.
And see, I think that those persons, and I'm gonna go back to the 2016-2017 election, right? Mm-hmm. So when everyone was coming at Donald Trump,
right,
those persons that were not entrepreneurs, and I hate to put it like this, those persons who were not entrepreneurs were so against Donald Trump.
Right.
Someone like myself who is an entrepreneur, I'm listening to what he's saying because I'm looking at, look, what you get ready to do with these taxes? Because, you know, business taxes and everything else, what do you get ready to do? You know, yes, I'm an entrepreneur, so what do you get ready to do with healthcare? Because I need to understand that. Right. So am I going to really jump up and like, rah, 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 I hate your guts? No, because it's something
that benefits you.
Right. And so if you listen to what any of these persons that have money, yes, they may not agree with Trump, but if you notice, none of them has really been on a true soapbox.
Or none of them ever turned down none of them tax breaks.
Right. Right.
T.I. said it the best when they had the seminar on Rovo. He said, yo, I'm a millionaire. I make money. I have money. So, of course, I'm not going to turn down them tax breaks. Right. Just because I do not like him or like his policies, you think I'm going to turn down the tax breaks? No, I got to be a fool.
Right. And so that's the reason, you know, we have so many people that's looking to these persons that we see on TV, on our mobile phones, whatever else, all the time, in magazines, whatever it might be. We're looking to these persons to make a difference, make some noise or whatever else.
Right.
And you got to understand they're part of the machine.
Right.
You know, and being a part of that machine means what? Right. I'm trying to feed me and my squad.
That's it.
So, and feeding me and my squad, am I going to necessarily bite the hand that's feeding me? Not 100%.
Right.
Not 100. I might snip at it a little bit, but I'm not going to bite it off. Right? Right?
You're right. I agree with you 100%. Because if I had the wealth, I'd have been looking for the tax break myself.
Right.
You know, I don't care if I didn't like him. Good looking out on the tax break.
Right.
How many times have we may not disagree with something, but because it benefit us, we went along with it.
Right.
So this is what we try to do here at the Neighbors Podcast, and what we try to do in our neighborhoods and in our communities. We try to get you to think. We try to get you to educate yourself on certain issues, and so you can become more aware of it. And if things that you do not understand, send us a note. Right. Send us a DM, drop us something, a comment, anything, so we can elaborate on it for you much better, or much, you know, so that we can make it simpler for you.
So can I just say something real quick? I
Sure.
got to get off my chest. I want to make sure that I am 100% clear. I do not agree with Donald Trump.
Right.
Okay, I want to make that clear.
Yeah, I was going to say something to you later. That's all right.
I just want to make it clear. I do not agree.
Right.
I do not agree with what's going on. I don't agree with any of his wording of anything that he says.
Mm-hmm.
I do not agree. But I'm not on that. I hate the man because guess what? If I hate him, I'm going to miss, especially if I put so much emotion into it, I'm going to miss exactly what's being said.
Right. That's why, like we said here, this is what we do. We don't pick sides. We just give you the facts.
Right.
And, and even though, regardless of how we feel about him, and he's always been this man throughout his history. All we got to do is go back through his history.
Right.
And you can see that. Forget about him being in the videos in the 90s with the black rappers and stuff. Forget about him being on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Forget about him hanging out with these movie stars and all that stuff. Forget about the reality show that he had. Mm-hmm. Forget about all that stuff. Look at him as the Donald Trump, the man, and what he has done and what his real legacy is. And everything that he has done, starting with the redlining, the things he has done with his father as far as not allowing people of color to work in their buildings. He wouldn't rent to them. The Central Park 5, the way he treats women, all this stuff, But we overlook a lot of this stuff because if we're making that type of money not close to what he's making, but we're making money more than the next man, we think we want to be like that because the 90s was full of Donald Trump. The early 2000s was full of Donald Trump. He was everywhere.
Right.
So, of course, because his image was portraying him to be this type of person, we just didn't know who the real man was until he got older and we started to see who he really is.
And I think that we were able to see who he really was then. Yeah. Again, have people put on blinders or because he wasn't a true factor. Like he's a factor today because he's president.
Right.
At that particular time, because of who he was dealing with, who he was around, he was a non-factor. So even with Jay-Z, let's be honest, he's not a factor. Not in your everyday life.
No, he's not.
He's only a factor in the sense of, are you buying his music?
Right.
Whether you love his music or not, you're a diehard fan and you try and buy every CD he brings.
Right.
That's up to you.
And he's also a factor in what we're doing right now. He has just enough and put just enough out there for us to start dialogues and conversations.
Yeah,
conversations.
But other than that, I mean,
he's not really a factor in your life every day.
Right.
Right.
He's not that type of person. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, I think some of us in the neighborhood look up to these celebrities to a level that's unreal.
Right. We put them on an imaginary pedestal that we shouldn't have to put them up there on that.
And truth be told, that's how we get hurt.
True.
That's how we get hurt. And then we don't know how to handle when they do something wrong, morally, whatever, disrespect somebody when they don't sign an autograph, whatever it might be. Now you're hurt. Now realizing like, yo, they're human too.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point because, like I said before, a lot of us don't look at the whole picture. We forget that these people are human beings.
Right.
And all we see is the entertainer, the superstar, the glam, the fame, the money. And we forget these people got issues and problems and everything too.
Right.
Look at Jeezy.
Look.
Kanye.
Yeah.
The only time, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only time that you ever, I wanted to jump on him because I wanted to see if he was a sellout or not, but the only time that you ever hear him acting a fool is when he's coming out with a new album. Think about it.
Yeah.
Every time he showed his butt, or said something stupid, there's an album coming out.
Well,
or some new music is coming out.
I mean, you got to develop something so you can get some hype.
Yeah, but why do we always get all hype up?
But that's what, drama is what drives. The dumbness drives. Attention.
Once something is said, we're like, can you believe what he said? And then we don't even think about it. And then a week later, it's like, Kanye just dropped such and such.
Well, I mean, again, I think we're learning straight from the top.
Correct.
As far as and when you look at our president, and let's be honest, even as far back, let's just go from the 2000s. Let's just go from George Bush Jr. to now. George Bush Jr., Barack Obama, Donald Trump. been true. They've truly benefited from this social media wave.
Oh, of course.
So with them being able to benefit from that has driven everything that's been going on.
Right.
Whether it's been 9/11, whether it's been what was Obama's thing? Something changed. I can't remember his slogan. But
that's it. Change.
It was just change.
Just change.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you
change, and yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you think about these persons and how social media has been utilized, there's been drama, attached to it one way or another.
Correct.
People are like, well, how is change with Obama drama? Is a drama because it's goes against what's considered the norm.
Right.
I.e. Donald Trump. He's considered was not the norm. He was not a true politician. He was a businessman.
So do you think Donald Trump's a sellout?
I think that he is probably the closest thing of truth there is.
You don't think he sold out America?
No, I think he's truth, meaning that I think to some degree America, he embodies the true meaning of America.
Correct. I agree with that 100%.
Because for whatever reason we have this bloated mindset of ourselves, and that we are the greatest nation on earth, and unfortunately, you got other nations that's sitting back laughing at us right now.
Yes, they are.
They're laughing at us.
Yes.
How many years have they been calling us the fattest nation, the dumbest nation, or whatever else? But yet, we're the best nation there ever has been. When you're like, we got the best military on the planet. Well, isn't there one military that unfortunately have more people that's in the military that actually lives in the United States?
Right.
What country is that? Isn't that China? You get what I'm saying? So and
that's only because everybody is Russia, China, Switzerland, and I believe Israel does this too. It's mandatory that you must serve for your country.
It doesn't matter if you didn't have to, and they still if it would be even different if they would just all people that just volunteered.
Right.
But when you have that many people that if everybody in the military died, that it wipes out our country. If it was 1 for 1,
right?
That's crazy. I would want to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, how about that?
You get what I'm saying? Like let's not ruffle no feathers. You get what I mean? So so that's kind of where that's where I am right now.
So we agree Jay-Z is not, just in our opinion, and we usually don't do this, but as far as the facts are concerned and what is presented to us, we believe that he's not a sellout. He may do something in the future that may change our mind. Kanye sellout or not?
I don't think Kanye is a sellout. I think Kanye is
misunderstood.
No, I think he's just
crazy.
Yeah, he needs some medicine.
Yeah,
he needs some milk.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm sorry. He probably got too much milk.
Yeah, right. But I mean, he's doing okay right now. He's doing okay.
Well,
he's doing his thing. He's doing his what is it? Jesus is the King album.
Yeah,
and he's having Sunday service every Sunday.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be coming out in Christmas with Jesus is born or Jesus is back. It's one of those things.
Yeah, but see, if you know that with some of that, he had made a large donation to Jamal Bryant's church down there in Atlanta. And,
right.
Then Jamal gave it back.
Right.
Because like, what are you doing? You're not going to be able to buy your way into heaven. Pretty much.
You can't.
But
I can use that in dollars.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So like you said, I do not. I think it's very hard to really find one person to really call a true sellout.
Yeah. Because it depends on the situation, and like we said, we don't know a person's situation, and we don't know what they've been through, and we don't know what people are going through for them to do the things that they do. So it's rough, And like I said, the Neighbors Podcast, we try to bring you everything that we can because our main goal is to give you the facts, to give you as much information as we can, and we want to give you everything that will help to keep bringing our communities together, keep everything that we need intact, and to strive and make a better us.
Right.
You know? And that's us, all of us.
So for those persons, before we close all the way out, y'all even know what sellout means?
Yeah, I was looking for that.
So sellout is pretty much the compromising of one's integrity, morality, authenticity, or principles in exchange for personal gain, such as money. So, again, what is a true definition of sellout?
So, Reese, you're not a sellout.
Well, to me, if we go based off of that definition, everybody is a sellout.
Yeah, because we are. That goes back to saying what? Everybody has a price.
Right.
Everybody has a price, depending on what the price is for you to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
so yeah, I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, I would
everybody
say,
could be a sellout.
Right. Everybody is. I'm not going to say could be. I think everyone is
a sellout, depending on the situation.
Period. I mean, because then you figure that, hey, you've done something to compromise your morality, your integrity, authenticity, for $1.
And I'm going to say, some of us have done that for less.
Yeah, it might have
some people might, who knows what?
A lollipop in a letter.
So, according to the definition, yes, technically, everyone's a sellout.
To a degree. Like you said, pretty much.
To a degree.
To a degree.
So, that sounds like that, what is that, the Dr. Pepper commercial? I'm a sellout, you're a sellout. Wouldn't you like to be a sellout too?
So, do y'all know what sellout, where word is supposed to be in a thing of sellout? Because I had to sit there and think, I was confused for a second. But it's pepper, right?
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it? For that Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yeah, it is pepper.
Yeah, it's pepper.
Yeah, it is pepper.
So, wow. All right.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the name of this show right here.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that's different.
Yes.
So,
and that's what we always bringing to you, something different at the Neighbors
pretty
Podcast.
Much. So, y'all, I want y'all to know that, we're coming close to the end of our season.
And I'm not going to tell you that we got to pay some bills, but we got to pay some bills.
Yo, if y'all want to donate to our cause, just inbox us for our Cash App.
Yes.
Because we would love to bless our family with some holiday cheer.
Yes.
Whether it's a basket of, holiday cheer or, just
Sell out.
I'm not selling my morality.
Sell out.
My authenticity.
Sell out.
I'm just letting y'all know that I'm broke.
Me too. Sell out.
All right, y'all. We love y'all.
Yeah, we enjoy our whole season with y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything, the likes and the shares, y'all, and all the comments.
And keep doing it until the end of the season. Then y'all see some little stuff for us until we come back.
Yes.
But, we love y'all. And we'll talk to y'all.
Peace.
You are the agent and we look for change. You conquered the pressure and you did not fall, but you are a diamond and worth more than gold.